Halo Lur, berjumpa lagi di vlog Rosa Gray teman. Oke Lur, udah lama saya nggak bikin video sama Kang Darman ya. Nah kali ini saya ingin bikin video lagi dengan dia, video callan ya. Dan kita akan membicarakan atau membahas tentang culture shock antara orang bule dan orang Indonesia, yaitu kebiasaan-kebiasaan buruk apakah yang saya lakukan dan kebiasaan buruk apakah yang dia lakukan sehingga bikin kita tuh merasa kayak aneh gitu loh. Misalkan kebiasaan buruk saya gitu, dan ini tuh hal yang wajar di Indonesia, tapi bagi dia itu hal yang tidak wajar gitu ya. Oke, sebelum video ini saya lanjut, jangan lupa subscribe YouTube Rosa Gray teman dan klik tombol lonceng di sebelahnya agar kalian dapat notifikasi terbaru dari video saya. Oke, Lur, langsung kita telepon saja ya. Bentar, Lur. Hai, baby.
Hai sayang.
How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm good. What are you doing now?
Nothing.
Okay, so today because you going to work and maybe we make fun for a while, okay? And today we gonna talk about culture shock. You know, culture shock is something like a bad habit that I do in my daily life, and also your bad habit in your daily life, that this is normal for you and me, but for other people is not as usual. I mean, if I do my bad habit in your eyes is something like strange, and you also when you do something that I never seen before, something like culture shock like that. So now we gonna talk about our bad habit first or your bad habit first.
Mustn't be bad habits. Only habits.
I know, but something you see that this is really strange and you never see before in Germany. For example, okay, we talk first about me, my bad habit. This is for Indonesian people is normally they do this, but for you is not normally you see people like this. For example, like when we go to the restaurant or we eating together somewhere, and then suddenly you see me eating, use my hand, and you use spoon and fork. This is something like strange for you, right? Why you call it strange, but you like it at the time you record when I eating using my hand?
Yes, I recall, because I didn't know if you will do it the second time, but then I recognized that it's the usual way to eat.
So what do you think about my eating habit like that? I mean, this is in Indonesia is normal. Mostly people in the village they eating use the hand. Have you ever seen before in Germany people eating using their hand?
No. Only fast food, for example, Burger King. Like this, yeah.
This is different. No, I mean eating something like rice or maybe noodles or other food.
No. They will kick you out of the restaurant when they see you.
So funny. Here is okay. You know, you go anywhere in a nice restaurant or maybe, in a nice or not nice restaurant, in a high class restaurant or a low class restaurant is normal. When they use their hand is up to the person, you know. This is normal in Indonesia.
And also no one sitting on the floor here.
I know. Yes, because you always see me eating on the floor here. Something like we enjoy, you know, enjoy our food.
I tell you something, in Germany, only the dogs eat on the floor.
What the fuck? Don't compare the human with the dog. I'm not the dog, crazy. You a German Shepherd.
Didn't compare, I just told you.
Oke, see? Lihat guys, kata dia itu makan di lantai terus pakai tangan, katanya oh my god kayak gugu gitu. Parah banget ya guys. Oke, kita lanjut lagi yang selanjutnya. Apalagi yang di mata dia itu sangat terlihat tidak normal ya. Culture shock. Okay, next, the culture shock between a bule and the Jawbagel. Usually, for example, like when we go to the toilet for pee or maybe shitting like that. How to say? Gimana bahasa halusnya BAB guys? Gak tahu, saya taunya cuma shitting like that. Shitting in.
There are only two reasons why you go to toilet. Or you're a woman, maybe three reasons, makeup.
No, listen first. I haven't finished talking. Indonesian people, when after they go to the toilet and they use water to clean up, something like that. But you, for bule, you know, you use a tissue paper to wipe up or clean up after you pee or maybe shitting like that. Yes? I don't understand why. Is it a water very expensive there or what? Why you didn't use water? Water is more clean, you know, because shitting or pee is so smelly. Oh my god, how can you only use the tissue paper?
I will answer with maybe something like a question. So, you use water to clean. I'm sure you also need the hand. And later you use the hand for eating.
No, different. We eating use the right side hand, and then we use for clean up after toilet is the left side hand. So it's different hand, you know. Oh my god, connection. I'm sorry guys. Oke, Lur, koneksinya buruk sekali karena di luar tuh hujan deras dan mungkin suara saya itu kurang begitu kedengaran ya. Jadi gini Lur, yang kedua itu kalau kita ke toilet ya, kalau orang Indonesia itu habis ke toilet itu habis BAB atau habis apa, buang air kecil atau buang air besar ya, kita itu biasanya bersihin itulah gitu ya, bersihinnya pakai air gitu, kayak cebok gitu ya, pakai air. Tapi kalau orang luar negeri itu dia tuh pakai tisu gitu, tisu paper ya, kan kurang bersih gitu, bau ya. Tapi bagi mereka itu ya emang kebiasaan mereka kayak gitu. Kalau mereka itu pakai air tuh rasanya aneh gitu. Tapi saya tuh ngajarin si Darman itu pakai air gitu. Kalau dia habis BAB pasti saya marahin, pergi cuci pakai air, cebok pakai air gitu. Nggak tahu kenapa ya, apa air mahal atau gimana ya di sana, nggak tahu juga ya. Oke Lur, kita lanjut lagi, gangguan teknis tadi ya. Oh my god. Oke sayang, next about the culture shock between bule and Indonesian. What else? I think about a public place, you know, something like a line up, queue up. When you go to public place like the supermarket or maybe the hospital or somewhere, or when you buy something in the shop or in the eating in the restaurant or in the market, anywhere, you know, did you line up properly? And
Yes.
or maybe sometimes have people they want to take your place, something like, oh, I'm first like that, and suddenly they quarrel like that. It's not something like not discipline or what.
Oh, no, this usually don't happen in Germany. Everyone is very disciplined.
I don't know, but so funny here sometimes, you know, in some place in the market. Oh my god, shit. Oh, gangguan teknis. Okay, so about the line up in a public place, is it sometimes, have you see people they want to take a place for other people and suddenly they quarrel like that, or maybe they line up properly?
Sometimes maybe someone won't try to cheat, but not at day, maybe at night, at the discotheque, something like this. Some people are cunning and they find news, urgent game, something like that. But regular here at the bakery shop, no matter where you have a line up, everyone is disciplined. But when you go out of the line, your place is gone.
Here the line up only happen in the hospital and a big supermarket, but if you go to some small shop or in the wet market or traditional market, sometimes they didn't want to line up, just I'm first, and sometimes other people who come later they want to snatch the place of other people, you know. Oh my god, guys, koneksinya buruk terus, nggak tahu kenapa ya. Akhir-akhir ini WhatsApp tuh nggak tahu HP dia atau HP saya ya, tapi perasaan HP saya baik-baik saja. Apa mungkin koneksi wifi nya ya, apalagi sekarang di luar hujan. Biasalah koneksi wifi nya tuh jelek gitu. Oke, saya jelaskan di sini ya. Jadi perbedaannya di luar negeri sama di Indonesia ya, apalagi di kampung gitu ya. Terkadang itu budaya antri itu di Indonesia tuh tidak diberlakukan ya, hanya berlaku di kayak rumah sakit atau tempat swalayan besar gitu, atau restoran-restoran besar kayak McDonald atau apa gitu ya. Kalau di luar negeri itu di mana-mana itu mereka tertib gitu, mereka antri itu tertib, nggak ada yang berebut atau bertengkar pengen ngerebut posisi orang gitu. Kalau di sini itu ya, kadang itu kalau di pasar atau misal kita di warung makan ya, kadang tuh ada orang yang berebut posisi gitu, pengen pokoknya aku duluan gitu. Soalnya saya pernah lihat juga video di TikTok ya, ibu-ibu sama anaknya itu bertengkar gitu sama customer yang lain. Dia itu datangnya itu terlambat, tapi dia pengen duluan gitu ya, nggak mau ngantri gitu. Jadi di Indonesia itu masih kayak berebut antrian, mereka itu antrinya tuh nggak bisa tertib, nggak kayak di luar negeri. Pasti mereka tuh saling menghargai, ada toleransi, mereka itu bener-bener tertib gitu ya. Ya bukannya gimana gitu, tapi emang kebanyakan seperti itu, karena saya juga pernah sih tinggal di luar negeri walaupun bukan di Jerman ya, tapi orang luar negeri itu tertib gitu. Oke lur, yang terakhir ya, culture shock di Indonesia. Oke, the last question, the last topic. the last conversation. So, what else the culture shock between Indonesia and Germany that not as usual?
The food, eating the food. Which kind of food?
Oh, I know. Yes, you said it's so strange that you see me every day eat rice and one day 3 times. But you never eat rice, maybe once a week. Every day you eat the bread and then spaghetti and then potato. What the fuck?
Yes.
And then also you never eat chili, right? But me here in Indonesia, we like chili and spicy food, you know. Every day I eat chili.
Chili I like too.
But I never see you eat chili, you know.
No one ever will eat here a snake or a crocodile.
What the fuck? I don't understand why you never eat rice. Rice is good, you know. When you eat rice, you can make your belly easily to get full. Not so fast you will feel hungry, you know. Eat rice, you get full. Why you seldom eat rice? Or maybe the rice is very expensive in Germany?
No, it's cheap.
Why you so stingy? You must eat rice, you must buy rice, maybe 10 kg for 1 week.
Yes, but German don't eat so much rice.
I know. But we every day eating rice 3 times, morning, afternoon, and at night or evening. What the fuck you bully me? Rice is very cheap here. Don't be stingy. You must buy rice for yourself and you must eat rice. Next time when I stay with you, I will cook rice every day for you.
I bought rice cooker for you, Said.
I know. So funny, Lur. Dia nggak punya penanak nasi atau rice cooker. Terus setelah dia lihat saya setiap hari makan nasi, jadi dia itu beli rice cooker baru. I said, before you don't have the rice cooker, and then after you know me and I everyday eat rice and you buy the rice cooker.
Yes.
So funny. And then how you cook the rice before you use the rice cooker? You just boil or you use the pan? Oke, Lur. Jadi culture shock yang berikutnya, dia itu kalau orang sana ya, dia jarang makan nasi. Kalau di Indonesia kan 3 kali makan nasi ya. Nggak tahu kenapa, apa mungkin beras itu mahal gitu, katanya enggak. Tapi memang mereka tuh nggak suka, katanya di sana tuh beras tuh murah gitu, lebih murah dari mungkin roti atau makanan lainnya. Tapi mereka memang nggak suka aja gitu, emang kebiasaannya itu di sana memang nggak makan nasi gitu. Bahkan lebih parahnya lagi, si Darman itu nggak punya penanak nasi atau rice cooker. Oh my god. Jadi kadang tuh dia makan nasi mungkin sebulan sekali ya. Dia itu masaknya itu kayak dipakai panci gitu loh, direbus gitu, kayak masak bubur itu kayak gitu. Kadang tuh lucunya itu berasnya itu ditaruh di dalam plastik, dia itu kayak beras instan gitu. Terus dia tuh dipanasin pakai air gitu, nanti jadi nasi gitu. Jadi nasinya tuh nasi instan gitu, bukan beras. Terus sejak dia tahu saya gimana masak nasi, jadi dia ngikutin saya gitu. Ya udah, beli rice cooker aja gitu biar gampang gitu. Itulah perbedaannya ya di Jerman dan Indonesia. Nggak tahu di negara lain mungkin banyak ya bule-bule yang kayak gitu juga ya. Nggak cuma di Jerman, mungkin di negara lain mungkin juga sama. Oke Lur, karena waktunya limit ya dan koneksinya itu sangat menyebalkan terus, jadi ini yang terakhir, culture shock yang terakhir ya. Oke. Nah, oke, the last conversation. And what is the bad habit or the culture shock between Indonesian and German people? About the time, you know. Usually in Indonesia, when you make agreement or appointment with someone, something like you want to meet up with someone in Indonesia, you know, they never on time. They make the time like the rubber is always make it long, and they always come later, you know. And then they find an excuses and said, oh, might be traffic jam, oh, I'm sorry, I busy, blah blah. They seldom come in the right time or on time. They always come late, you know. This is Indonesian habit. The people usually they come not on the right time. Is always the time is like a rubber, or you know, rubber molor gitu guys. But how about German people? When you have appointment with someone, you want to meet up with someone, for example you want to meet up at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. is it you always come on time, on the right time, or maybe sometimes you come late?
No. For example, if you want to meet a friend, maybe you have chewing time, 10 plus minus 10 minutes. But for example, you have appointment with a lawyer, with a doctor, and the court, you will be always right on time.
I know.
Also on work, at work, everyone is right on time.
What happened when, for example, you come late?
Depends on the case, where.
For example, like in the doctor or appointment with the lawyer or something with work. What happened when you come late? If about working, yes, cannot come later. Your boss will kick you off, you know.
Yeah, then when you're too late, you can make a phone call and say, I will be maybe 5 or 10 minutes later, and then the doesn't matter, lawyer, doctor, or what can say, I know, no problem, or maybe you have to wait one patient longer.
It means same here. If for example we come later, we will tell, you know, and maybe we call. But sometimes people here, they don't know how to tell. They don't know how to give information that come later, like that. Oke Lur, saya jelaskan saja ya, karena dia mau pergi kerja. Nah, jadi perbedaan antara orang Indonesia dan orang Jerman itu tentang waktu ya. Orang sana itu sangat menghargai waktu gitu. Apalagi kalau ada janji ketemu dengan orang lain atau orang-orang penting kayak ketemu lawyer atau ada janji dengan dokter dan sebagainya. Mereka tuh selalu tepat waktu gitu. Jarang ada orang yang datang telat. Kalaupun ada halangan atau telat, pasti telatnya cuma 10 menit kayak gitu, 15 menit itu yang paling lama ya. Pasti mereka telepon duluan gitu. Mungkin ada halangan apa, sibuk, atau mungkin ada macet atau kendaraannya rusak atau gimana gitu. Tapi kalau di sini ya, kebanyakan orang tuh kadang mereka tuh sering telat gitu. Telatnya tuh lama, kadang sampai setengah jam, kadang sampai 1 jam. Kalau janjian terutama ya sama teman gitu, kadang itu nggak kasih informasi gitu. Nah, itu perbedaannya. Kebanyakan yang saya alami kayak gitu. Kalau misal juga kita ke dokter atau janji ketemu dengan orang-orang penting juga ya misalkan kalau orang-orang penting sih biasanya ya diusahain nggak telat gitu. Kalau emang nggak bisa, pasti nggak bisa gitu. Tapi kebanyakan di sini yang kayak gitu, waktunya molor gitu, kayak karet gitu ya. Jadi jarang ada orang yang kalau misalkan mereka datang telat itu kasih informasi dulu gitu, atau telepon atau apa gitu. Pasti ya berbagai alasan gitu. Terutama tuh kalau janjian sama temen gitu ya, nggak on time gitu ya. Kalau orang sana orangnya tuh sangat menghargai waktu gitu. Jadi diusahakan jangan sampai telat gitu. Kalaupun telat pasti telat 10 menit kayak gitu ya. Nah, oke Lur, itu tadi ya culture shock between Indonesia dan orang bule atau Jerman ya, Kang Darman orang Jerman. Nggak tahu gimana menurut versi kalian ya. Kalau misalkan ada salahnya, saya mohon maaf ya. Ini berdasarkan saya dan Kang Darman gitu ya, tentang kebiasaan-kebiasaan yang menurut mereka itu sangat aneh gitu. Kebiasaan orang Indonesia atau kebiasaan saya yang menurut dia itu sangat aneh gitu. Padahal di sini tuh wajar-wajar aja gitu ya. Oke, sampai di sini dulu video kali ini ya. Dan untuk video berikutnya kalian pengen bahas tentang apa, bisa kasih ide kepada saya dan tulis di kolom komentar ya. Kurang lebihnya saya mohon maaf dan terima kasih. Sampai di sini dulu dan sampai jumpa di video selanjutnya. Bye bye.